many things that attract me to a dancer, but I think the one that captures your imagination, that the dancer understands the steps are just a means to something bigger, and that there's a quality that evokes ideas or feelings or opinions.
I guess it's something really, you feel something for that person, because yeah, these days the kids, they can do a lot of things what possibly even Baryshnikov will be not able to do anymore. So there is like technique and everything, but there has to be something what I feel there is a special, which attracts my eyes, and this is, I believe it, this is given. This is not, you cannot learn these things. You can either, you have it from the God or whatever you believe, and you can work on it. And if you realize you have it, then I think you become a very special dancer. And I look for personalities.
There's different elements, obviously, and some things you can't quite explain why exactly you're attracted to someone. But I think first and foremost is a personality, a sense of uniqueness. For me, qualities in dance that I'm always very much looking forward to and attracted to are musicality, a general type of sense of coordination, and just a feeling that the artistic side of this dancer is being shown through their personality, who they are and what they have to offer.
What is the most attracted on a dancer is probably his personality, of course. All of the dancer has fabulous technique and beautiful bodies, and also they are beautiful as a persons, but I'm looking for something special, a storyteller.
I think when you're looking for a dancer, there's so many different interesting points to consider. I mean, one, of course, the obvious is a certain technical level of the dancers, but I think the more interesting part is a certain character, personality, an artistry, a presence, an atmosphere that the dancer naturally brings on stage. And maybe this is something that's innate, something that's not necessarily learnt or taught, but something that is instinctive in them. And for me, that's always an exciting part to discover about a dancer, is this instinct, this natural presence that a dancer may have when you see them on stage or in the studio.
Well, of course, we're looking for amazing technique, great training, a physique that fits into Hong Kong ballet, but there's that factor X that just makes someone immediately sympathetic on stage. Your eye just draws to them. So looking for the perfect storm of all of those qualities.
Well, of course, I mean, I love to have, let's say, boys or men taller, but at the same time, I'm trying to again repeat what I just said. I had also a couple of gentlemen, perhaps a little bit shorter, but their maturity and their art history is so amazing in such a young age, that's what actually attracts me, because sometimes on stage you are maybe 175, but you dance like 190. You look taller, you look bigger, and then suddenly you come to that person to talk to them somewhere in the foyer, and suddenly then you realize, like, my God, they are so small. Like Baryshnikov was quite a small gentleman, but the way how he danced was like amazing, you know. Same thing, like, I don't know, there are some beautiful, you know, ballerinas, but recently you had a Marianella with us, and she's not the tallest woman, but on stage, my God, she grabs it, she takes the whole stage. So that's what I try to build a certain look, but there is certain flexibility, like the dancers, of course we demand a lot these days. We ask them to be flexible, and they need to know a lot of things now. So, but yeah, if there is some, I'm looking for those special ones.
Well, at Houston Ballet, part of our identity represents a very diverse group of dancers. Our dancers come from all over the world, as well as all parts of the United States. And so what sort of brings it all together is that, again, connectivity to the bigger expression, right? That it's not just a collective body of collective group of bodies, but it's a collective of artists that are sharing the same pursuit, that are all aspiring to this goal of pursuing the elusive, right? It's a divine pursuit. And that's sort of the quality that I think is also part of the identity of the company.
So with ENB, what I would say is I see us as more of an eclectic group of artists. So there's a lot of room inside that. I'm not looking so much for a harmonious group of the same sort of shapes and sizes and heights and looks, demographics. I ultimately will be looking for diversity inside of that, and that this uniqueness shapes us into something special. So obviously if we're doing the classics, we're looking for a uniformity inside of that, the way we place the dancers. But when you're seeing more of the neoclassical and modern works, you really feel individual personalities coming across.
Actually, we are a quite big company with more than 75 dancers, and our repertoire contains classical and modern ballets also. So I'm looking for quite adequate height. So unfortunately, I cannot have very, very tall dancers or very small dancers. Yeah, but that's the life of the big classical company.
I mean, particularly at the Semperoper in Dresden, we have quite a varied range of dancers, of heights, and this is also due to the repertoire. We have an extreme repertoire from high classical, classical repertoire to very contemporary repertoire. So, for me, it's also very interesting that we have this different changes of sizes of bodies in the company, and this for me is also part of the colorful characters and personalities I like to have also in the company.
Well, beauty comes in all sizes. So, in fact, at Hong Kong Ballet, we have a relatively big range of heights and complexions, and it's dancers from really all around the world. But a company should be like a family. I'm one of 9 kids, and when we walk into a room all together, we obviously are all individuals, but you can see we're a family. People will say, are they brothers? You want something like that in a ballet company, where there's a unanimity of style, although there might be different heights and complexions and whatnot.
I think the Grand Audition is just a great opportunity for both us as leaders of companies from around the world to get together and spend time with each other, share, and also for the dancers to have us as a collective audience and not have to travel the entire globe to be in front of such a diverse range of directors, and for us to see them for more than just a typical amount of audition, but for us to see them over a couple of days, to see them in different situations as far as the full ballet class and then the variation. And so I think it's to everyone's advantage, and it's very, very well produced.
Now these kind of gatherings, and it's so nice to see the differences between those kids. I would not want to be 20 anymore, because now they have it much harder. The competition is incredible. There is a lot of amazing kids looking for the jobs, but there is not enough jobs. Often, actually, the jobs are cut instead of expand.
What's wonderful, first of all, David always makes us feel so welcome here. It's so wonderfully organized. And I think first and foremost, it's just such a great opportunity for young dancers to travel to one place and be able to be seen by so many different directors. I mean, obviously, economically, that's helping for finances. And also, I think it's nice to be in one place with such a group of different dancers for them on stage. They're not performing necessarily a solo, they're being observed in class over a few days, and we have the opportunities to engage with them and work with them privately as well, which is very nice.
Actually, it's great to see so many young and beautiful dancers on one place and in only 2 days. And I think it's also fascinating to see the different countries, different schools to come on stage at one moment.
This is my first time visiting the Grand Audition. I mean, of course, I've seen similar situations where I've been on juries, such as the Prix de Lausanne or other competitions. But here, I think it's, for us in our position, there's a practical side. I love that the dancers will come to one place and be seen by, for example, here by 7 different companies. So I think that's a very helpful tool for them, mostly financially. But on our side, it gives us all the opportunity to look at a large amount of dancers in one place. It's very practical, it's highly organized, and it's also interesting for us between the different directors that we can also communicate between each other, and that we also get to network amongst ourselves as well as discovering new dancers and new talent.
Yeah, the Grand Audition is terrific. It's like a one-stop shopping. It helps me as a director see so many dancers at one time. And it also, I think we directors are aware how difficult it is for young people entering the ballet profession and to travel from city to city, really all around the world, to audition is pretty tough. So it's also a great service to those dancers who are just graduating out of ballet schools or a few years out of the ballet schools. It's really a great thing, win-win for everyone.
What's really important is that you really bring the spirit of who you are as a person, and that you handle everything that happens as a human being, that you're not trying to compose yourself into an unnatural dance machine, but that you understand that at the heart of dance is communication, and that you have to start that relationship with the people that are watching you, because so much of the career is not just performing and on the stage, it's the work that we do in the studio. And if you understand that you're going to be able to communicate with somebody well from the start, it sets the groundwork for a very successful relationship.
It's really important to be ready for what you're doing and in the right space in your mind to present yourself in the best way you can.
My advice to all the dancers is not to be afraid, just go for it and show what you can.
Just remembering that you just have to really go for it. Don't hold back, and kind of try to just really grab or seize the moment.
I would say in any audition situation, forget that you are auditioning. Do not approach the class, the variation, like you need a job out of it, because that is a sure way not to be successful. I would give the advice of just dance, just really put everything into it, leave nothing on stage, and let us know who you are through your dancing.
Once you get comfortable as a dancer, that's time to stop. You need to be constantly working hard, because that's the only way. In our industry doesn't exist shortcuts. If young kids think there is a shortcut to be famous or good, no. It's just hard work, extremely hard work, and a lot of sweating hours and repetitions. And yeah, we're seeking for perfection, but at the same time, it has to be human. But most important, they have to have fun. If you have fun to do it, do it. If you don't have fun, don't do it. Do something else.